Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, the show which does what it says on the tin. We're here to predict the Premier League action for Game Week 24 of this Premier League season. It's been a quite interesting Premier League season so far. We've got a lovely round of fixtures ahead. Not the most exciting, but some interesting matchups nonetheless. So I think we'll get started then with our early kickoff on this Saturday, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. 12:30. Current top of the table, Arsenal facing an Aston Villa side who are struggling a little bit.
I mean, obviously, from an Arsenal point of view, we are recording this before the Arsenal-Man City game, which is probably not very wise of us. But
no, but
so we don't know how that game's gone. So the title race could be quite close, but Arsenal could have extended their gap. An away trip to Villa, though, is tough.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it though? I think you're being horrifically biased.
Look at Villa against City.
Yeah.
Yes, first half.
They got torn apart in the first half.
Shocking. Second half, much better.
Because City took off Haaland.
Coutinho came on and actually looked good. John Duran hit the bar. I've seen a lot of Villa fans saying that those two should start against Arsenal.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be so great. They'll beat them then.
I think it'll be a very tough game for Arsenal. But I do think they'll just win it.
You're waffling so much.
I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
Fair enough. Goal scorers?
Arsenal goals from Odegaard and Gabriel header, because Villa still can't defend corners. And a Villa goal from the man I just mentioned, John Duran.
Yeah, I'm expecting a bit of a madness from this game. I was going to go something like 5-2, but if I say that, it'll be 0-0. So I'm going to go for 1-0 Arsenal, and it's going to be like a William Saliba header or something. Just someone nobody has in there. Someone I don't have in my FPL team.
He'll score at the 30th minute, and then for the next 60 minutes, the Arsenal fans will just keep going...
And that would just annoy the hell out of the Villa faithful. And then they'll start singing about European Cup from 40 years ago. But yeah, moving on to the next one, the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, Brentford versus Crystal Palace, both located in London, but I would not refer to this as a derby, really.
No, Crystal Palace was at Brighton.
No, just the Battle of the Birds. But yeah, Brentford obviously have been quite good this season. I think they've looked very decent. They weren't great last weekend.
They robbed Arsenal. Lee Mason robbed Arsenal.
Exactly. They weren't great, but they've managed to get the points, and now they've got Crystal Palace, who... Yeah, also robbed Brighton. Really, that was somehow a draw. I saw a statistic. It was like in the last 8 years, Brighton haven't beaten Palace despite having like 140 shots to about 30, and getting like 8 xG to about 1.
So two teams that used referee error to get lucky in their last games.
Well, they both use referee error to get lucky in this one. It'll be interesting to see, but. Brentford, you imagine, will come out on top. They are the strongest side.
They look good.
Ivan Toney's still allowed to play.
What's going on? Because I thought he'd been banned monthly.
I think the Premier League are focusing on other things, like Manchester City. So they've just got, you know what, Ivan, we'll let you kick on, and we're going to deal with our referees, racism, and Man City. There's a lot on Premier League's plate right now. I think Ivan Toney's the least of their worries.
And I think he'll score here in a 3-0 Brentford win. It'll be Toney, and Mbuemo, and Ben-Mee.
Yeah, fair enough. That would really hurt me as I took both Tony and me out of my fantasy team last week.
Why did me out?
Because they got a blank next week in 25. But yeah, looking at this game week, I think they will get another win. I think it's going to be 2-0, and it's going to be a brace from Brian and Mbuemo, just so I don't feel bad about my FPL picks. Up next, Brighton versus Fulham. Two sides flying high in the Premier League table. If you looked at this at the start of the season, you'd have gone, this will be a mere formality for Brighton. But I think they might struggle a little more. They are at home, which will help. Fulham will have to head to the south coast. It's a bit of a difficult trek, but Fulham have proven that they can match it with some of the best sides. And Brighton they played some really nice football, but they did draw with Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth?
Palace,
isn't it? Yeah.
Bossy Palace did.
Just spoke about that.
They got robbed Brighton.
Yeah, they beat Bournemouth with an 87th minute winner. So the last two games haven't looked comfortable for Brighton.
But I do
think this be a little more comfortable.
The Seagulls will have enough to see off Fulham. I think it'll be a March and Matoma masterclass. A goal for Matoma, a goal for March. They set each other up. Brighton win 2-0.
Interesting. Yeah, I was considering taking out Kawara Matoma this week in my FPL team because he blanks next week and Dwight McNeil has a double, which would be a mental pick, but you never know. Could pay off. But I think I'll stick with Matoma at least for this week, and I think he will score in this game. I think it'll be Brighton 3, Fulham 2. quite the cracker for a 3 o'clock. I think Fulham will actually take a 2-goal advantage with a double from Alexander Mitrovic, and that's not because he's in my FPL team. I'll probably bench him anyway. And then I'll go Matoma goal. Evan Ferguson, I think, will score from the bench. And who played up the front the last week that played really well? Can't remember the name of the Brighton forward now. But I'm going to go then for Tariq Lamptey to score a banger from the edge of the area to win the game for Brighton. But yeah, on to the next one. Chelsea versus Southampton. We go from two sides tipped or pushing for Europe to a mid-table club and bottom of the league.
This is Chelsea
crucial
really
win,
good going
isn't
forward,
it?
but can be defensively. Southampton
Don't have a manager right
Jesse
now.
Marsh could be in the door by the time we get to Saturday. And I do love all the Southampton fans saying when the Saints go marching in.
Yeah, that is good to. That's the sole reason they've employed him, isn't it? They've known that's going to work. Southampton have known if he keeps them up, they've got so much merch that they can sell in the summer.
I don't think it's a great first game if he is appointed.
I think they'll wait until after the Chelsea game.
Maybe just so he doesn't get
So
embarrassed.
then they can march on against someone else. So
we
Chelsea.
have to watch all Southampton games now.
Chelsea at home should be a comfortable victory. They need the 3 points. It's not been good enough recently from a Chelsea
I think
perspective.
it will be very comfortable. I'm going 4-0 Chelsea.
Wow.
Goals from João Felix.
Whoa.
Mudrik's going to score because now Gakpo scored. Mudrik has to score.
He has to.
Start
If not,
calling
yeah,
007.
Exactly.
So goal from Felix, goal from Mudrik, goal from Thiago Silva, and a goal from Ben Chilwell.
He's very centred around your FPL team, but fair enough.
I've only got Silva.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh.
I'm going to go for a João Felix hat-trick as Chelsea win 3-0.
João Felix.
He is our only player capable of scoring, and yeah, I think he'll play really well. He's looked really, really solid. I think, obviously, we haven't seen Chelsea versus Dortmund in the Champions League yet. I'm not sure either, but join us 2 days ago if you want to tune into that. But yeah, I think they could take momentum from that game.
Yeah.
Or, use it to fuel their anger and then batter Southampton.
Yeah.
On to the next one then. A bit of a relegation scrap here. Everton home and they host Leeds. Don't know why that was so difficult for me to say, but the Toffees have looked rejuvenated under Sean Dyche, and the Leeds side without a manager. You would be predicting the home side to come away with a good result.
I was going to say, Everton, they're going to relegation battle with Sean Dyche. They're going to rely on their home form. They looked really solid against Arsenal. I think they got unlucky at Liverpool. Second goal was a bit sloppy, but especially the first goal, the way that Tarkowski hit the post, and then they just got punished for it. But they've looked good, Everton. Leeds look all over the place. Still cannot find anyone that would even consider managing their football club. I think it'll be very convincing for the Toffees. I'm going to go 3-1 Everton.
Fair enough.
Everton goals from McNeil, Tarkowski header again.
Is he just going to score a header at every game this season?
And Amadou Onana. But Leeds will find a consolation through Patrick Bamford.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think Everton can concede. I think it's going to be another 1-0 win. I think that's how they're going to get their points. And I think it's going to be a Dwight McNeil cross converted by Ellis Sims.
Oh, wow. I was expecting a James Tarkowski.
No James Tarkowski this time because it's a cross, not a free kick or corner. If it was, I'd be backing Tarkowski all the way.
Short corner.
No, I'm going to back Ellis Sims. I think he could get his first goal for the club, or I think he's probably his first goal for the club. Definitely his first goal this season. He didn't, but
that is
Leeds are an easier opposition.
Yeah.
Up next, it's Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City. Even reading it out, I'm trying to hold back the laughter for what this could be. Well, look, Forest are an alright side, and I think they play some nice football at times. I think they looked really good in the Carabao Cup semis. They're a bit unfortunate to lose in the manner they did.
Yeah, I mean, they got United. They got it. That's unlucky.
And that's about all the Wolves I've watched recently. And
Wolves.
All the Forest I've watched recently. Other than that, they've been a bit up and down in terms of form.
So City.
They have Haaland, so it doesn't matter.
They looked brilliant against Villa, and then second half were worse. They looked rubbish against Tottenham, but then looked really good. I think that this is going to be a Keylor Navas masterclass.
Really?
I think
he's actually keeping a clean sheet.
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
No. Well, yeah.
I think it's going to be 0-0.
Oh, so they are keeping a clean sheet then.
Yes.
Brilliant.
I think Keylor Navas, he's going to make like 10 saves. He's going to save a penalty. And it's going to be like the random people that have got him in FPL are going to be like living their life of luxury because he's going to get
there's a fair
3
few
bonus.
Do. He's a really good option at 4.5
points for a save, for not like 10 saves. He's going to get 6 points for a clean sheet. He'll get points for saving a penalty, and then he'll get 3 bonus for being that good.
16, if I've done my maths correctly there, or 15, something like that. So yeah, fair enough. Keylor Navas owners, look out for
Triple
that.
captain.
Don't do that.
It.
Based off what he says. And I'm going to go Manchester City 5, Nottingham Forest 0. Pretty much the opposite end of the spectrum. But I think this could be the game that City's formation clicks. I really do. It looks like eventually this has got to work. So I'm going to go for a Haaland hat-trick, a Mahrez goal, a Grealish goal, a lovely 5-0 win for Manchester City.
Fair enough.
On to the next one then, Wolves versus Bournemouth. Could be an interesting game. This Wolves have just pretty much starting to get away from that relegation fight. Bournemouth starting to be drawn into it.
I forgot about Wolves. What did they do last week?
And they beat Liverpool 2-0. Well, 3-0.
They did do that.
Was that the week before? I can't remember.
No, because it wasn't last week, because obviously Liverpool played Everton.
No, so it was the week before.
Who did they play this week?
I don't know. But yeah.
Oh, they beat Southampton when they're down 10 men.
Oh, yeah. And Mario Lemina got sent off for running to the referee.
And their new player came off the bench and scored in his debut. João someone.
Gomez?
Yeah, João Gomez.
DM, innit?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't know. I think they'll win here though. Bournemouth look horrific.
They don't look great.
They lost to Brighton.
Yeah. No, that was the week before again.
Well,
operating in the wrong game weeks. They drew with Newcastle.
Oh yeah, but that's no. They still look horrific.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Wolves with goals from. Who even plays the Wolves? Nelson Semedo and
I'm waiting for it.
Diogo Costa.
Always comes. He doesn't even
He's gonna
start.
score. He's gonna score. Has he scored yet? Since he returned? He's gonna score.
He's 40.
Diego.
He's not going to score.
He's gonna score.
He's not 40. He's like 35, but he's not scoring, unfortunately.
Why did they sign him?
They needed a striker. They don't have one. Raul Jimenez is always injured. He's gone now, isn't he? They sent him back to Benfica.
Oh.
It was that bad. But yeah, Wolves versus Bournemouth. Again, I think Wolves, as you say, should be a comfortable victory. I'm going to back goals from, actually Morgan Gibbs White forgot he'd left, Ruben Neves, because he isn't sent off, and Daniel Podence, I think, will cut in from his left, bend it top corner. On to the final game of the Saturday, then the 5:30 kickoff, Newcastle versus Liverpool. We're going to be live for it. I mean, there is no prediction today. Sorry, everybody. But do please join us on that stream. That will be tomorrow. 5:30 kickoffs will be live from 5:20. Should be a very interesting game as we see Newcastle, high-flying Newcastle, try and hold Liverpool at home, which they should be able to do. But Liverpool potentially rejuvenated after that big win against Everton.
It was 2-1.
On to the Sunday then. We've got 2 fixtures. Manchester United versus Leicester is the first of them. This, a year ago, 2 years ago, would have been one of the most interesting games of the weekend. Now, we presume it's a mere formality. This should be comprehensive for the home side.
And I think this could get quite... I mean, Leicester have looked decent of late, but this is not going to be a good game for them. It's going to be 4-0 Manchester United.
Wow. 2
goals from Marcus Rashford, a goal from Wout Weghorst, and a goal from the spot from Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go a bit different here. I think Leicester could, be spurred on by that performance against Spurs, and I think they could get a good result here.
I'm chatting rubbish.
I'm going to go Manchester United 2, Leicester 2. United have been a bit shaky in recent weeks. They've thrown away points against Leeds they drew with, Palace they drew with. There's been results that, they're starting to slip up every now and then, and I think there's been another slip up, and this will potentially hand Newcastle a helping hand in that fight for third, because no spoilers on the predictions, but Liverpool are terrible. So, I'm going to go United 2, Leicester 2, goals from Marcus Rashford and Bruno for the home side. And for Leicester, who I think will have to come from 2 goals down, I think it'll be James Maddison and, I was going to say, Patson Daka, but he's not really played. I'll go Kaleki Iheanacho. In sensational form at the moment, Iheanacho.
I was going to say, he's flying.
Leicester scored 8 goals in the last 2 game weeks. Obviously, they've got to play Villa and Tottenham, which is 2 lovely games. So, a lot of points picked up by Leicester in the last 2 weeks. On to the final game of the game week then. It's Tottenham versus West Ham. Another London derby for the Hammers. This time, though, they travel to Tottenham rather than host Chelsea. I don't know what to think of this, because Tottenham looked brilliant against City and then horrific against Leicester, and then they lost to Milan.
These are 2 sides who have brilliant home form but are horrific away. And I think that could just maybe make a difference. But I still think West Ham are going to nick a result here. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Hammers. Tottenham goal from Harry Kane puts him in the lead. Oh, look, he scored 250 odd goals. He's brilliant. But the defence is going to fall apart again. And it'll be goals from Jarrod Bowen and...
The suspense is killing us.
I've got to remember. Lucas Paqueta.
Wow, brilliant. It shouldn't be that much of a struggle to find a West Ham player that's going to score, should it? I also think West Ham are going to take a lovely drop from this. I'm going to go Tottenham 0, West Ham 3. I think looking at from the highlights against AC Milan, the fact they don't have a midfield at the moment.
Awful. The goal was
they don't have a midfield. This should be a comfortable victory. They also don't have a keeper.
Yeah,
so
or a defence.
Yeah, they've never had a defence. They're just Christian Romero, and he's the most regular centre half in the league. So yeah, I think it'll be West Ham goals through Bowen, Skamaka, and Antonio. Lovely 3-0 win, and Tottenham will be very annoyed. I just don't think they'll get any service to Kane, considering Bentancur is currently out injured. Højbjerg, I think he'll be back for this. I think he was only suspended in the UCL. And then they've got Yves Bissouma also out injured. So Højbjerg's a brilliant player. He can't do it by himself. So that's, he's just going to really struggle in there alongside Oliver Skip. So,
Pape
Matar. Whichever of those it is, they're going to get overrun by a midfield of Declan Rice and...
Souček or Paqueta.
Or Downs.
Could be anyone.
I think they'll be a comfy win for West Ham United. Yeah, Moisey was a centre-half only in his day.
I'm sure he could do a shit.
I'm sure he can.
I'd rather have him in my midfield than Oliver Skip.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's a lovely note to end this week's Premier League predictions on. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and get involved in the comment section, leaving your predictions. If you're on Spotify, feel free to head on over to the YouTube and please do get involved with the discussion. But yeah, that is all from us today. If you have enjoyed, do all of that. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.